Welcome back to A Minute with Alan. This is called the Chimney story. No, it's not about Santa. A couple of years ago, I was in the family room watching football, of course, and I had the fireplace on. And somewhere before halftime, I seemed to find the screen somewhat clouded, and I looked up and there was smoke coming from the overhead lights. Now, this is a conundrum. Do I stop watching football and try to tend to a possible, fire? And I decided, well, maybe I'd better. So I checked on my laptop, and there were 4 people listed as chimney experts, not people who clean chimneys, chimney experts. So the first guy says, oh, yeah, he says, that happens. He says, could be the flu, could be you have a leak. He says, probably. I said, well, what do you do? He says, well, we take the chimney down piece by piece, label the bricks, put them right up in the same way. I said, how long does that take? He says, yeah, it depends on your leak, maybe a week. I said, how much is it normally? He says, well, it's $15,000 to take the chimney down. You have 2 stories there, you said. I said, $15,000 to take it down and put it back up? He said, no, just to take it down. I call the next guy. He says, we handle a lot of that. I said, do you have to take the chimney down? He said, no, that's old school thinking. He said, we do acoustic checks. I said, acoustic checks? He said, yes. We create noises, we rap, and we listen for changes in the response, sort of an echo, and we know where the leak is. I said, it's brilliant. I said, what if you can't find it right away? He says, then we take the chimney down. Third guy, he used video, infrared video, which they dropped from the top of the chimney. I said, now that's brilliant. I said, so, how's that work? He says, well, we drop it down, then we look for the leak. He says, but, if we can't find the leak, we can take the chimney down. I said, why wouldn't you be able to find the leak? He says, it's dark in there. Last guy is a CCE. He's a certified chimney expert. You cannot make this up. He says to me, can I ask you a few questions? I said, sure. He said, has this just begun happening? I said, yeah, it hasn't happened before. He said, in the recent past, did you do any reconstruction or changes in the interior of your home? I said, well, yeah, we did. We remodeled. He said, did that involve the ventilation system? I said, it did. I said, I got the great Kreskin here. He says, you don't have a leak. He says, you got a ventilation problem. You got an exhaust problem. He says, and there's no longer enough airflow to take the smoke up the chimney. I said, so what do we do? He said, well, you put a fan up on top. It's an exhaust fan. You control it from downstairs. Just flip a switch. It's got 10 speeds. He says, but they're very expensive. He says, each one's custom made for your residence. I said, wait a minute. But I saw the smoke coming out of the light fixtures. So why do you feel that it's just a matter of exhausting the smoke better? He says, sir, smoke doesn't come from above. Smoke rises. He says, where your lights are probably the first locations where you're able to really see it, but the smoke is coming out of the chimney. I said, I knew that. I said, okay, how much is this custom-made device? He says, $1,200. I said, how fast can you get here? Now, the interesting thing to me is this guy was a CCE. In other words, he asked diagnostic questions the same way a doctor would or I would consulting with a client. He's working on chimneys, but he has critical thinking skills. He knows what the hell he's doing. He's not blowing smoke.